You know, different people have actually tried to demystify the Igbo man and the Igbo woman. And they have not been able to do that. And because they have not managed to demystify who that Igbo person is, they resorted to hatred, trying to come up with a lot of things just to bring down that Igbo person. I want us to understand this morning, based on what we know a Democrat to be. The Igbo man is not a Democrat. A Democrat is that person who follows structure. A Democrat is that person who must first identify the position of the leader. That means you must have to identify who your leader is. And once you identify who your leader is, you will go a step further to understand the position of your leader. And whatever position your leader is maintaining becomes your position. Even when you are convinced that that position is compromised, that that position is manipulated, that that position is actually telling lies to the generality of the people. But because you have a leader who has taken that position as a Democrat, you are actually expected to assign yourself to that very standpoint. That's a Democrat. A Democrat is that person who must defend what their structure is defending. If you understand that to be who a Democrat is, you readily know that the Igbo man is not a Democrat. An Igbo man is a Republican. A Republican is that man who identifies what is the true position of things in this environment, and he will always speak his mind, not minding whose horse is God. His opinion may not go down well with a lot of people. He will always respect his leader, but there is no mandate that he must follow what the leader has said. No. That's a Republican. And when we understand that here in Africa, we do not need that commitment to democratic norms for us to make progress. Because based on what we are seeing, democratic norms have not done us good. It has continued to orchestrate the lies. It has continued to portray manipulation. It has continued to undermine growth and development. Because in a democratic setting, the people who are in charge will always want to be in charge. Whatever policy they are creating is the policy that will see them remain in charge. They can never create a structure or policy or an arrangement that will see them losing out. They want to perpetually be in charge, and that is what democratic norm is all about. They will always deceive you to say that democracy is the rule by the people, for the people, and by the people, and then they would equally deceive you that it is the rule of the majority. In the real sense of the word, democracy is manipulated. It's manipulated. Because the people who manage to be in charge, they hardly let go. They hardly let go in a democratic environment. And that is why the Igbo man, give it to him or deny him from being that. He is not ultimately a Democrat who is committed to democratic ideologies. An Igbo man is a Republican. A Republican man is the man who must be heard. And that is why it is not easy for you to come into an Igbo environment and you have one leader that everybody is listening to. No, you cannot do that. When the Igbos manages to produce a leader that will speak and everybody follows, that person must be exceptional. And that kind of leader comes once in a while. So I just want to call on all the people that are hating on the Igbos from all over the world because of who we are. It is in our nature. In our nature to state things the way they are. It is in our nature to be extremely objective. It is in our nature to question things. We do not take things hook, line, and sink. That someone who is in a position of authority has maintained a standpoint does not mean all of us will fall behind him. No. We question that person. We question him or her so terribly that the person may actually get confused. That is who we are. And you cannot take it away from us. And if you happen to be an Igbo person and you discover that you are not aligning to what I am saying, it simply means along your bloodline there may be compromise. You are not a complete full-blooded Igbo person, because if you are full-blooded Igbo person, that blood of republicanism must be running in you to the extent that if there is anything that is not going down well with you, you must have to voice your mind about it. You must voice your mind about it. That is who we are. And that is the reason so many people do not flow with us. But if you will start today to learn who we are and understand that it is something that is inbuilt in us, and it's not something that you are going to change just because you don't like our faces. It may help us. When you look at us, we don't actually look very wonderful, because looking wonderful is not part of the things we consider to be important. No, we just want to be who we are. So if you do not like our faces, there's no problem. Don't bother yourself about our faces, but bother yourself about the things we say, about the things we believe in, about the things we want you to know. Remain blessed. My name is Ugez Ugez. I want to leave it as that. A Nigerian filmmaker, a philosopher, saying his mind without compromise at all times.